Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sedona Psychics podcast. And this is our final episode for the Meet the Reader segment that we have been working on for a while now. And today I have a very familiar face. You have seen him before. I have Geoffrey. Say hi to the people, Geoffrey.
Hello, everybody out there in the Crystal Magic Sedona Psychic Spiritual Collective. Happy to be back. Happy to talk about me for a minute, I guess.
Yeah.
You get to figure out more about me, so let's do that.
Yes, yes. So Geoffrey, coming into this conversation today, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Got
Yeah?
some good energy in the ether right now, so I'm gonna let that flow through and we'll see what comes out.
Yeah, yeah. So again, we're going to kind of go into your journey and a little bit about your spiritual path, kind of how you got to where you are today, and then we'll go into some other things as we go through the episode. So, can you share a little bit about your spiritual journey? How did this path first begin for you?
I've been doing psychic and empathic things ever since I was very little. People always kind of noticed things that I was a little bit different in certain ways. Like people used to call me Warlock Boy when I was little and things like that. I was a little bit different. I also rode skateboard when I was younger, and they called me the cursed skater. But like me being me, the way spirit works through me is like when something's happening, it's usually pushing me towards something I'm be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just leaned into it when I was younger. And as a seventh grader, I actually started doing psychic skateboard readings in the mall parking lot by my house. And it got to the point where it got popular. So the people at the mall parking lot or the mall managers like, hey, Warlock Boy, you can't be here. We don't have insurance for this. You got to go.
You're a liability.
And I was like, okay. I was actually friends with a police officer when I was younger. And she told me that I could get a performance permit and then they couldn't stop me. So as an eighth grader, I got a performance permit in Minneapolis. So I actually went down to the University of Minnesota campus and I started doing psychic skateboard readings down there. And for the college kids, and I literally have them stand on milk crates and I'd skate around them in sacred geometry patterns. Well, like one of the other things I could do, they could just be like, I've always worked with angels. They've always been one of my guides. And, like the college kid could ask my skateboard, whose name was Cursive, uh, questions, yes or no questions. And we brought a level. We had a really nice flat piece of sidewalk, and I could just push Cursive down the sidewalk, and you could ask him questions. Left, if you went left, that meant yes. If you went right, that meant no. Should I break up with my boyfriend? That is a hard yes, honey. Like an angel just put his hand on the door, went off into the grass.
Weeks ago.
And so I always just was doing stuff like that. Like one of the things that kind of really brought it around. I remember doing this reading for this one kid. He just gotten his bachelor's degree. And as I said, I'd have people stand on milk crates and I'd skate around in sacred geometry patterns. I also brought a big, huge 5-gallon bucket full of super balls. And basically I'd ask people questions and skate by them and zing super balls as fast as hard as I could. And if they could catch for themselves, that's what they really wanted. It was meant for them.
Yeah.
And I remember this one kid, he just got his bachelor's degree. He's like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. I must have bounced like 120 different balls with different job ideas. It was like underwater welder. He's like, nothing underwater. I'm like, architect, archaeologist. He's like, no. I'm like, doctor, fighter pilot. He's like, oh my God, I was totally going for fighter pilot, but I definitely caught doctor. And I have been thinking about going to med school. And then as I got older, I was in the military for a while. I used my gifts in a lot of different ways then that I didn't like. And then I was a paramedic and weird stuff happened when I was a paramedic. And then I switched into working as a surgical scrub or CST, certified surgical technician. And I'm walking into cardiovascular surgery one day and the surgeon's looking me up and down. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm like, no. He's like, you gave me a psychic skateboard reading back in 1989, and that's
what? So you actually got to meet him as he was a doctor.
30 years later, in 2019, right before COVID hit, which prompted my road trip out here with my dog when I got a reading from Winter, the owner of the center. And she's like, I have a vision of you working here in less than a year. I'm like, I work in surgery. What are you talking about, lady? But kind of in my little road trip, went home, and before the time I was done, I had my house up for sale in August, and I had moved out here in January.
Yeah, you came out here pretty quick. Yeah,
it felt right. And working here at the Psychic Center is like the longest I've ever stayed in one place. To be honest, I have been very spiritually guided to be at certain places for very specific reasons. Like unbeknownst to me at the time, one short story is like I was working in surgery, and long story short, I basically yelled at this female surgeon that she needed to take her kids out for ice cream that night. And come to find out that one of the children that she had took up for ice cream that night had plans to commit suicide that night. But because she took him out for ice cream, that he let her know what was going on because he was
Yeah.
actually there for her.
Mhm.
And so it's like, that's kind of like certain instances where I just know where I've been exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Mhm.
But usually, like, you do stuff like that, and like, oh, wow, you get a little attention drawn towards you, but then spirit
Yeah.
moves me along where I need to be next with different things like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting journey, Geoffrey.
Tell me about it. It's definitely been a roller coaster, up, down, and all around. But
Yeah.
it's like it's been rewarding. Like you can't just have good things constantly happen to you. Like you need to like
Mhm.
have the highest and the lows so you can appreciate them both for what they are and what they're trying to
Right.
guide you.
Right. So, who or what were some of your biggest teachers or influences along this crazy path of yours?
That's a really good question. Growing up, I was in a strict Roman Catholic family, so like doing this stuff wasn't really allowed. So kind of I had to hide a lot of what I was. But like just random people at certain points in time, like Spirit was really good about talking through them to me
Mhm.
about where I needed. I definitely had a few people that nobody really mentored me in what I'm doing as a psychic or as an empath, but kind of just mentored me in like one of the things that I think really like taught me a lot about having connection and having understanding was being a falconer. So for those of you that don't know what falconry is, it's a style of hunting, but you hunt with birds of prey and just kind of in those relationships that I've had with animals and nature, that has definitely been one of my biggest teachers in understanding and learning how to be in the moment, trusting your gut and your instincts.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that's working with psychic gifts and abilities, it's very much about getting out of your head and into your instincts and
Right.
feeling the flow of the moment.
Yeah, being present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, like the biggest teacher that I've had has been the outdoors, nature, and animals.
Nice. I like that. What has surprised you the most about doing this work professionally?
Say the weird thing. Like like, I use humor a lot in my readings and just
Mhm.
in life in general, not it's also because it's in that childlike innocence and that playful thing where, like, the honesty comes out. And it's like, sometimes you hear something and, like, I think we, as all human beings, like, get these little messages, but we really don't pay attention to them. Like, one story I remember is, like, I was doing a couples reading, at the end of the reading, the woman was just like, "Is there anything my spirit guides want me to know before I leave?" And I just literally, like, "Start baking!" And she's like, "I've never baked a day in my life." And then literally a year later, I was doing readings for her mother-in-law and her niece, saying that my aunt basically started a porchside bakery and is making really good money at that now because she started making sourdough bread for her kids and kept them learning more stuff. And now she's like this baking goddess. She never baked before in a day in her life. So it's like in readings, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna say that. I'll say that. And like how it resonates and how it comes out. And one of the things that I think I've really like learned to appreciate since I started working here and doing this professionally is spirituality is not as complicated as people want to make it out. It's actually quite simple. We're the ones that complicate the Jesus out of it, and not listening or not doing what our spirit guides are asking for us. Because like they can see down the road, they can see like quitting the job that you think's just okay, is going to allow you to get a job where you're actually be really happy and financially stable,
Right.
and then using cards and crystals and things like the oracle decks to show that path out to people and have them get it and see it for themselves.
Yeah.
I really like what I do because I like seeing like the spiritual lights go on for people and like the actual connections and things like that.
I like that. I like it. If you could go back and talk to your younger self at the beginning of this journey, what would you say?
It's not going to be easy for a reason.
You gotta put in the work.
Yeah. It's when people like us have our gifts, like one of the things that I noticed is that our life lessons tend to be a little bit more intense and a lot more than most people have to deal with.
Mhm.
It's like calm seas do not make experienced sailors.
Right.
It's the storms in life that truly give us the water we need to grow.
Hmm.
And it's the experiences that I had to go through that was from when I was younger as up to an adult that were actually extremely difficult, but allowed me to actually awaken some of the gifts inside of me that I hadn't even started using yet. I learned how to use them and enhance them in different ways.
Hmm.
If everything's just hunky dory and fine every single day, that you don't really need to tap into this energy very much. But it's like you can, and it definitely helps. But it's like the more you learn how to work with your spiritual gifts, because I don't believe that everybody has spiritual gifts.
Hmm.
We all can start off at a karate dojo as a white belt and become a black belt. Some of them are just more naturally inclined.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like it's the experiences you have, like in a dojo where you're fighting somebody better than you, that makes you become better and makes you step up to the plate. And that's a lot of what spirit does for me is like puts the opportunity. I mean, like this is a test, it's up to you to take it or not. If you pass it, the rewards are going to be good. It's not that being psychic or empathic means bad things don't happen to us or me. Like we still stub our toes, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's how you deal with life in big life situations is entirely different than how you actually let them affect you.
Right.
There's a big difference between being a storm trying to hit a mountain or being a mountain where the storm's trying to go around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now we're going to kind of go into more of like your specialties, your style of readings, and the modalities that you use as well. So right now in the spiritual career that you're in, what modalities do you specialize in right now?
I'm definitely the rock and crystal guy at Crystal Magic Psychic Center.
Yeah. Anybody has a question, we're like, ask Geoffrey.
Yeah. Like you're going through this, what rock do I need? Like I actually give out little prescriptions during my readings for people to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And
Crystal prescriptions.
cheaper though, no health insurance needed.
Yeah, right.
But it's like every reader has their little niche. Like there's some people that are really good at zodiacs. There's some people that are really good at mediumship. There's some people that are really good at astrology. I'm the rock and crystal guy, and I can literally read people's chakras and energies through rocks and crystals and help rebalance their energy that way as well. So I really like that. I work with that a lot. And that's one of the things that really opened up to, because when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to have rocks. Those were the devil's tools,
Yeah.
things like that.
They're going to hell.
Oh, yes. One of the other modalities that I really like playing around with is past life recall. It's not like you get this whole past life. It's like 20 pieces to like 1,000-piece puzzles, or like I can show people.
Yeah.
But people are always like, do you do past life recall to help people release trauma from past lives? Not really. No.
Yeah.
There are people out there that do that. I'm more past life recall to treasure hunt to see how badass you were in a past, see how badass and capable you were in a past life, so you can know what you're capable of doing in this life.
Yeah.
And it's surprising how often we're doing past life recall, how certain things from one past life, if you're good at, carry over into the next. Or if you have a special like life mission in this lifetime, your guides in the universe and divine will actually set you up with people who helped you out in a past life.
Right.
Like one of my favorite past life recall stories is this man and this woman came in, they weren't a couple, they were just friends, and they wanted to do a past life recall. And I tapped into the library of Alexandria that was created by Alexander the Great quite a bit. And I picked up on this guy being a cart man for the library of Alexandria. And he was literally following Alexander the Great all the way from Egypt to India. And I was like, that's where you two met in the past life. And I'm like, and you got on the cart and went back with him all the way to India, to Egypt. And she just looks at me, she's like, why would I do that? And I just looked without a skip in the beat. I was like, because he told you they were going to teach you how to read and write, and you couldn't get on the cart fast enough. And both their mouths just dropped. They're like, you don't understand. I met him when he was in the Peace Corps in India and in the 70s. And that's what he said to get me on the plane to come to America.
Wow.
It's like, you can't make that up.
Right.
And
yeah.
I love like doing past life recall and just like having somebody like make these just insane connections.
Yeah.
Like another woman, I was like, do you get really upset and just start scratching like your head and like really like almost like causing like marks and stuff? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you're an Aztec priest in a past life, and they never cut their hair or their nails. And they used to take tarantulas and scorpions and all kinds of other stuff, put them into a paste and mat it into their hair. But in the hot summers, it would drive you nuts, and so you'd scratch your head. And so
that's interesting.
It was like when you're doing that in this lifetime, it's because your spirit guide to try to tell you you're not paying attention about certain things you're supposed to do in your life.
Right. Right.
And it's like, I never know how it's going to come through. And sometimes like, it's very, very subtle, but like another past life, this guy's like, why do I hate melting cheese and wax? I'm like, okay, let's see if I can tap into this one. And literally in France, his family had a fromagerie, a cheese factory back in like the 1500s, something like that, just by the clothing and whatnot. And basically two opposing armies were coming to try and raid the food storages for the army because they were both starving. And the first army that got there couldn't get the food away, so they actually just burnt the fromagerie to the ground. And you could see all the big, huge cheese. I saw the big, huge cheese wheels melting, all the wax dripping down, and basically it destroyed his family's legacy. And that's why this guy couldn't get over like melt the cheese and wax. It was like that.
Well, guys, as you can see, you can bring your trauma from past lives into this current lifetime. So,
but I also do a lot of palmistry.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of the few palmists, people that does palmistry in Sedona. I think there's only like 2 or 3 of us. And I really like doing palmistry as well because unlike your fingerprints, the lines on your palms can change based on what you're doing with your life. Like I was doing a palm reading for a guy back in Minneapolis one time. Really well off man, like hand stitched Italian shoes, a Rolex watch. I'm like, you're missing all these connections on your palm. I'm actually getting a vision of you like chopping wood, muddy Jeep, papering cabinet. I was like, this is BS. I don't believe in any of this. I'm like, hey, if you ain't happy, you ain't gotta pay. So I'll let him go out of reading. And then a year later, I saw him going out to eat the dinner. He actually ran across the road, almost got hit by a car trying to come up to me. Like foot was on the grill.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, that's the really cool thing about palmistry. People are like, am I making spiritual progress? Am I on the right path? Am I getting anywhere? You can be like, yeah, this line is changing and moving in that direction. You are making that progress. So you can actually see what's going on in your life based on how the lines of your palms are changing.
That's cool.
And I also work with tarot and oracle cards, and kind of I also do like intuitive reads and things like that. And like I like it when people come in with questions. It's fine if you want to come in like you don't have anything, you just want to put your toes in the ether. I'm sure my rocks, crystals, and cards, and everything else. I'm pretty good about figuring out what's going on. But like when people come in, like one of the things I like to say is like, you give me a little, I can give you a lot.
Yeah.
Like somebody coming in, like I got 3 different job offers. I'll do a spread for each different job offer, and like they're like, you nailed each interview. I know what job I'm going to take. I find a lot of what we do here is validation and verification for things that people are already thinking and feeling. We just
Right.
help them get out of their own way.
Yeah. So that kind of brings me to my next question. Is there a type of client or question you feel especially called to help with?
Combat veterans,
All right.
veterans in general, military personnel, kind of, and then I'm a veteran myself, so I always seem to take a little extra time with my vets.
Yeah.
That's
They need it.
Yep.
They need it, definitely. Because again, guys, so no matter who you are, what you do, you are coming into a safe space here at the center, like,
definitely.
with anybody here. Because obviously we're all on the same page, which is very nice to have.
The other type of clients that I tend to see a lot of is like, I'm really good about helping people like awaken their psychic brain pathways. Or like, I get a lot of people that are already dabbling a little bit in some of the spiritual arts, or like always kind of in the back of their head that they think they got something with it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, I get a lot of attraction. I get a lot of people that are like, hey, how do I like start developing this? Like, how do I start working with this? How do I enhance it more? And so I help people out with a lot through crystal work and things like that.
Right. That's awesome. So now we're going to kind of go into a little bit of what clients can expect a little bit. So for you, what does a typical session look like from the moment they walk in that door to the end of it?
When clients come in, I like to get my base crystals out. I like to put those energy around them, just to ground, clear, and balance them out energetically. And I do that with certain crystals. And then I generally always start off with crystal work. It's a great way for people to see exactly where their energy is, and and how I do it is a way that's kind of undeniable. Like, okay, like I'm going through and explaining it to them why they've certain rocks in front of them. Like, that makes sense. For the same aspect, that's also how I kind of get my crystal prescriptions out. It's like, these are the ones that you've been drawn to for a reason. And these are the ones that can help you up right now. This is like the spiritual glass of lemonade that you're looking for to help balance. And so it's like, work with this one, and your spirit guides will point you towards the next glass of spiritual lemonade. So usually I always start off with crystal work. And then depending on what people want, if they have specifics, like if they want to do palmistry or past life, things like that, I kind of just go with what they want. But I generally do like an oracle reading and a tarot card reading as too. And one of the things I really like about, like, and I can do that in 20 minutes with most people. One of the things I like about what I do is like the crystals match the oracle cards and the oracle cards match the tarot. It's like this triple verification for everything that I'm reading. It's like, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
They can try, but most people don't. Most people are like, okay, now it came, not only come up once, not only come up twice, but it came up 3 times. And so that's one of the things I really like about how I do my readings is I never just do one thing that is like, this is what's going on. I always do like 2, 3, sometimes 4, depending on how long I got to read for, to just revalidate everything that we're on, and then we can expand off of that.
Yeah. That's awesome. So many choices, guys. Many choices. What role do you believe the client plays in their own healing or insight?
A lot.
All of it.
Denial just ain't a river in Egypt.
No, it is not.
Like, you got to come in, like, and if you are closed off and you're not open to receive a message, it's going to be very hard for you to accept kind of like what's coming through from your spirit guides and your ancestors. Because like very much, and your angels as well, very much so.
Right.
But it's like, I very much look at myself as a lens that's just like there's collections. Like people always ask me like, what's a collective? What's my spiritual collective? And the way I like to explain is like, so in the 5D, in the metaphysical, like your ancestors, past life versions of yourself, angels, spirit guides, and animals, they're like all hanging out in the field, and like the 5D and the metaphysical, and they're all talking about what they want you to know, and they're writing it down on cardboard and holding it like, hey, tell Cindy this. And like, okay, I'll do that. And so like I'm just a lot of times relaying the messages for them through that, through the cards, through the crystals and things like that.
Mhm.
So it generally fits.
Yeah, yeah. Giving them the tools so they can do the work.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like if they're open to it, it's like you can really create changes and shifts in your life. You definitely get some of the people that come in and you can tell like they're going around from reader to reader
Oh yeah.
and they
Oh
don't
yeah.
like the message they're getting.
And they keep getting the same message.
That's just it. They're like, I put the two other readers down the road. I'm like, you said this was your first reading. Well, since yesterday. And they just don't like what they're hearing. That's part of their journey.
Yeah.
That's them getting their own way.
Yeah. Again, for being in denial, guys, just own it. What would you say to somebody who feels nervous or unsure about getting their first psychic reading?
I'm gonna make it as scary as possible for you. Just kidding. There's nothing to be afraid of. Like there's definitely some taboos out there, but like for the most part, they were just smear campaigns against people like the Catholic Church wrote out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like get people scared to go to other things outside of the church. And so these taboos have stuck around. But in the same aspects, like don't be afraid because a lot of what you're going to get from us again is just nothing but a lot of verification and validation for things you're already thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you're at work, you're like, are they messing with me at work? Or like they're trying to like make me look bad? The cards will tell you. Like tarot will not lie to you. There's no such thing as a bad card in tarot. It is all perspective. Like the devil card pops out, that could be the toxic job that you have that you're refusing to leave because it's okay.
Yeah.
But like tarot will not lie to you. It will show you what's around you. It's like we know that a lot of times people already know.
Yeah.
Very rarely do we pull something out. They're like people are like, oh my God, I have no clue that was what was going on. And people are like, that makes a lot of sense right now. That's more of what we get. So it's like, and people that come in like, I don't want to know anything bad. I'm like, well then, like again, denial and it's just in the river in Egypt, but it's also like if someone's in a relationship where their partner's cheating on them, they're already thinking about it. They already know. They're already into it. We just kind of come in and like, this is what's going on. You can see it in the cards. You can see it in the crystals. There's some being dishonest to you in your life.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to hear that. And that's kind of what they're more nervous and scared about. I very rarely get clients that are coming in and be like, I'm terrified, like the devil's going to take me over. It's just like, no, that's not what's coming into these rooms. It's very much a sense of peace and order and guidance. And sometimes people just don't like the direction your spirit guides are asking you to go because make you make difficult decisions in life.
Yeah, true. What is something you wish more people understood about psychic or intuitive work?
It takes time to open up the wrapper.
Yeah.
Like it's not instantaneous for us to read somebody. Sometimes it involves like having a 3-4 minute conversation. And I'm pretty good about starting to tap in things, but it's not instantaneous. It's not like flipping a light switch. Neither is change for ourselves when it comes to spirituality. It's very rarely like an overnight fix.
Yeah.
It involves like taking the information and doing the work with it. It's like people that come in with like specific questions, they want to know about specific things. That you can ask me a question. I can pull cards on that and say, hey, this is how it's going to work out if you quit your job. This is how it's going to work out if you stay at your job. And that gets right to the meat of the bones. But sometimes people come in and like, oh, it's kind of general. It's like, you just said you want to put your toes in ether and see what's swimming around. It's a 20-minute reading. But I have to open up the package. I have to take the plastic off. I have to pull you out. I have to take all the twisty ties off. And now I'm starting to get to it. And you're trying to do a 20-minute reading. And this is what they got.
Yeah.
You would have come in and like, hey, I got some questions about my job. We could have dove right into that. And like, I would have already gotten the meat of the bone. I would have to like open up the package. So that's kind of the one thing that gets a little bit difficult is people just expect us to be like the movies. And here's the thing. I will say like definitely had weird stuff happen in my life that was better than things I've ever seen in the movies. But does that happen every day? Definitely not. It is a rare occurrence when that happens. And the more open you are to something, the more likely something like that might be to happen to you.
So, what message do you feel the collective really needs to hear right now?
This was a quote that was given to me by a aunt in junior high. She said she read it and thought, with men who was perfectly me. Do the things you really want to do. Don't wait for the circumstances to be exactly right. If your spirit says nothing, it usually means no. No price, and I do mean no price, is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself by Rudyard Kipling, gentleman who wrote the Jungle Book.
I like that. I like that.
That's doesn't necessarily make things easy, but at least it lets you know that you're in your own heart, in your own space, and your own.
It's one thing most people don't know about you.
A lot of things people don't know about me. A lot of people don't know that I'm ex-military and a United States Air Force veteran, but I'm a falconer, and then I hunt with birds of prey. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have a favorite crystal, tool, or ritual that you like to do right now?
I smudge myself I smudge myself with Palo Santo, sweetgrass, and moon water almost daily. Like I teach people a lot about how to smudge themselves. I like Palo Santo because it dispels all negative energy and allows you to keep your positive energy and build it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know how like you see a creepy guy at a grocery store or something like that, you can just feel it on their energy. I work on keeping my energy so clear and so bright by smudging myself. I'm working with moon water that I make and smudging myself with sweet grass to bring in sweeter things. It keeps my vibration so high and bright that I make creepy people creeped out.
Jeffrey's creeping out the creepy
Like,
people.
they know they're not going to be able to run game on me. They know I'm not going to let them run game on anybody else that's even around me. They can just feel it in their energy. Like they don't even want to stand next to me in the line at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, I gotta go find something else. I'm like, you gotta go do that. It's just kind of like it's like when you really stay in a good spiritual like cleansing practice, it really does like I'm a crystal clear spiritual koi pond. I can always hear the new fish and be like, Geoffrey, go to the vortex and question the grounds and meditate. There's a message coming. Okay, I'll do that. Because my water, my aura is always so clear that I can always see that messaging come in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that makes me really good at my job is that I really do take very serious my spiritual hygiene to allow me to receive the messages from the best and highest spirit about the darkness not, with a low vibration not.
Yes. Got to keep up on your spiritual hygiene.
Big time.
Definitely. If your spiritual work had a theme song, what would it be? Everybody like really loved this question.
Wow. That's definitely not it. Honestly, keep it loose, keep it tight.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Everybody's was so different. Like it's crazy.
That's just what's coming to mind right
it's so
now. I mean,
crazy.
other than like a bunch of like house music, like going to the beach, just kind of like, all right, let's dance this party out. So yeah.
All right. All right. So as we are coming to the end of our segment here with you, Geoffrey, what intention would you like to leave our listeners with today?
Focus on the light, focus on the good things.
Yeah.
Manifestation is real, and the more you think about the positive things you want in life, the quicker it'll start coming to you.
Yeah.
Focus on the light.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Love that. Because yes, guys, that's what I've repeated this whole time, all of these different episodes. Anyways, thank you, Geoffrey, for sharing your journey and your wisdom with us today. It is really a gift to have you here, a part of the Crystal Magic Psychic Center family. For those of you guys that are listening, you can book with Geoffrey on the website, crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com. It has his bio on there, all of the different modalities that he uses as well. So you can kind of pick and choose what you feel you need that time. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this segment of meeting all of the readers here at the Psychic Center. All of us here have worked really hard to get to where we are today and still plan to do this for as long as we can to help humanity shift with all of the things that are shifting, whether we're ready or not. So again, we're a support system for you guys. We're here to help guide you, give you the tools so that you are able to really come back to yourself. I want to say, really come back to yourself, remember who you are and why you are here. So until next time, guys, stay grounded, stay open, and trust your path.
Namaste, love and light.